Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to Siyasat.com English News. I'm Ayman Umar. The Siyasat Education Fair has received a huge response from students across the city on the first day held yesterday on 26th of September. The event aims to guide students through their higher education path and will run until 28th of September at the Mehboob Hussain Jigar Hall of the Siyasat office in Abbots. Each day's session will last from 11 am to 5 pm. The Siyasat Daily and MIS Education Academy, in association with Lord's Institute of Engineering and Technology, are conducting the educational fair for students who wish to pursue studies in engineering, medicine, pharmacy, management, and B.Ed. At the education fair, students will have an expert career counselor, Mr. M.A. Hamid, who will offer guidance to students and their parents on different aspects pertaining to their education. Seeing a spike in crimes such as murders, rapes, and violence against humanity in Hyderabad, Sakina Foundation has initiated a series of measures where the citizens get counseling, interaction sessions, and emphasize crime prevention strategies. Arif Hussain Suhail have said in court, "We are knocking at the doors of masjid, mandir, church, and gurudwara, asking the religious community leaders and welfare associations and basti communities to identify and counsel the issues, conflicts, and enmity among the locality and surroundings." The initiative also targets counseling the rowdy sheeters as well. West Zone Hyderabad has been adopted as a pilot project and conducted the program at Masjid-e-Noor in Suryanagar. Hundreds of volunteers from different walks of life are involved in conducting the counseling programs. On day one of the program itself, many residents and rowdy shooters have been witnessed to end their conflicts and enmities. This program will be conducted in every PS limit in Hyderabad and Sikandrabad. The Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University Hyderabad and Andhra University on Monday have decided to postpone all exams scheduled to be held on 27th of September. JNTUH has taken this decision due to bad weather conditions and heavy rainfall. Principals of various rural colleges have also requested the university to postpone exams of BTech, BPharm, PharmD, and PharmD PB scheduled on Monday. The revised date of the postponed exam will be intimated later. The university examination scheduled from 28th of September onwards will be conducted as per the schedule. Similarly, the Registrar of Andhra University, V. Krishna Mohan, issued a circular on Sunday announcing the postponement of undergraduate, postgraduate, and professional examinations scheduled on 27th of September 2021. The decision was taken in view of the proposed Bharat Bandh call. The incident of an Islamic scholar being assaulted for defective number plate and threatened with gun came to light in Chikamagalur district of Karnataka, following which the police department swiftly apologized for the police excesses towards the victim and assured action against the officer. The police have also assured that such incidents would not be repeated. The incident took place on 25th of September when Imtiaz Maulana, a religious leader, was stopped by Chikamagalur police for having defective registration number plate on his two-wheeler. Social Democratic Party of India reacted strongly to the incident. Afsar Kodli Pet, the General Secretary of SDPI, condemned the incident on social media. He stated that the incident had taken place close on the heels of a sub-inspector who asked a Dalit youth to drink urine. That sub-inspector was arrested. Farmers on Monday blocked highways and other roads at many places in Punjab, where the ruling Congress said it firmly stands by the farm union's call for Bharat Bandh against the Centre 3 agricultural laws. In neighbouring Haryana too, there were reports of protesters blocking some highways, including in Sirsa, Fatehabad, and Kurukshetra. There were also reports of farmers squatting on rail tracks at a few places in the two states. In Punjab, a complete shutdown was observed at several places, including Moga, where farmers blocked the Moga Firozpur and Moga Ludhiana national highways. The Batinda Chandigarh National Highway too was blocked by the farmers. Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi urged the centre to repeal the 3 anti-farmer laws. The India Meteorological Department on Sunday said that the Gulab cyclone, which has turned into a severe storm in the Bay of Bengal, is expected to bring very heavy to extremely heavy rainfall for the next 48 hours in the state between 27 to 28 of September. The IMD has issued a high alert for Hyderabad. Under the cyclonic influence in Telangana, light to moderate rain or thunder showers are expected at many places with heavy to very heavy rainfall at isolated places for the next 2 days. Thereafter, light to moderate rain or thunder showers are expected at many places with heavy rain at isolated places for 29th of September. The Telangana State Development Planning Society on Sunday also said that under the cyclonic influence, very heavy to extremely heavy rain is expected at Sangareddy, Medak, Rangareddy, Siddipet, Nalgonda, Jangaon and other districts for the next 48 hours. Israel said on Sunday that its troops has killed 4 armed Hamas operatives in the West Bank during an overnight raid. An Israeli military spokesman said in a statement that the 4 were killed amid fire exchanges during an operation to arrest suspects involved in a Hamas cell in 5 different locations in the West Bank. The first incident took place just after midnight as Israeli forces raided the Jenin area in the northern West Bank. Gunmen opened fire at troops in the town of Burkin near Jenin after the troops encircled a building where suspects were hiding. The soldiers responded with fire, killing one of the gunmen. In response to the killings, Hamas spokesman Abdel Latif Al-Qanwa warned in a statement, "The deaths of the Palestinians will fuel the Palestinian protest and struggle by all means." A Syrian youth died on Saturday after swallowing a quantity of gasoline that he was suctioning from the fuel tank of his car through a plastic tube. As per the media reports, the young man died in the town of Banain in northern Lebanon in the hospital where he was taken without disclosing further details. The Syrian man's death comes at a time when over the past few months, Lebanon has been suffering from a severe shortage of fuel, which has caused transportation crisis due to the depletion of fuel tanks for citizen cars and shared transportation. The lack of fuel also causes long hours of power outages for homes and institutions. The fuel crisis is one of the most prominent consequences of the worst economic crisis in Lebanon, and this has led to a financial collapse. That's it for today. Thank you, viewers.